Salatul Jami'ah. Just a reminder, ya Ikhwan, Salat al-Eid, a sister of Salat al-Jum'ah. Everything's going to be the same except in the first rak'ah, we're going to do 7 takbirat. In the second rak'ah, we're going to do 6, including takbir al-intiqal. When you come up, so a total of 6. The Imam may forget because I'm getting old. If I forget, it will not affect the prayer at all, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? Allahu Akbar. 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 Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله أكبر. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
الله أكبر. الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام
عليكم. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر كبيرا. Brothers and sisters, our message today is about sacrifice. And I would like to use a story to deliver this message. As you all know, nearly all of the rites and rituals associated with Hajj trace their roots back to events in the life of the Prophet Ibrahim, his son Ismail alayhi salam, and Ismail's mother Hajar radiyallahu anha. One of these events exemplifies the willingness to sacrifice that every believer should strive to embody. And this is the story that I would like us to contemplate today. Ibrahim, he visited Hajar and Ismail in Al-Hijaz. Ismail had reached the age at which the love of a child's parents typically reaches its peak. The parental hardships of infancy and early childhood had passed. Youthful innocence remained. And Ismail was able to both assist and amuse his parents. It was during this visit that Ibrahim saw in a dream that he was about to sacrifice, he was about to slaughter his son Ismail qurban lillahi azza wa jal, as a sacrificial offering to Allah the Mighty, the Majestic. And as you all know, the dreams of the prophets are a type of wahi. When Ibrahim awoke, he went to discuss the matter with his son. Ismail knew what the dream meant. It meant that his father was being commanded to sacrifice him. And Allah's command must be obeyed. And Ismail, he had to willingly accept his fate without question or complaint. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes this incident vividly in the Quran. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ إِنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرْ ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين. So we gave him the glad tidings of a clement child. And then when he was old enough to accompany him, reached the age where Ibrahim could enjoy his company, and Ibrahim's love for him became shadid, it became intense. It was at that moment he said, "My dear son, I see in a dream that I must sacrifice you. So what do you think of this?" He said, "My dear father, do as you have been commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the steadfast, among the patient." So Ibrahim, he took his son and he laid him down on his forehead. And he turned his head in the opposite direction so he didn't have to look at him as he slit his throat. And then when the only thing that remained to be done was for Ibrahim to pass the knife along the neck of his son, and Ibrahim had every intention of doing so, ta'atan lillah, out of obedience to Allah, even though it would mean parting with what? With the most beloved thing on this earth to him. He was ready to do it. It was at that moment that Allah called out to Ibrahim and told him not to go through with it. Allah says, فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَ وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَن يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ قَدْ صَدَّقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا إِنَّ كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْبَلَاءُ الْمُبِينُ وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. He says subhanahu wa ta'ala what means, then when they had both submitted themselves, and he put him down upon his forehead, we called out to him, "O Abraham, you have fulfilled the dream. Verily in this way we reward the doers of good. This was certainly a clear test, and we ransomed him with a great sacrifice." Bala'un mubin, a clear test. What could be a clearer test of faith than a father sacrificing his child for Allah's sake? Dhibhin azim, a great sacrifice. A large white ram grazed in paradise for 40 years. A great sacrifice because it was a ransom for Ismail. It paid the price that Ismail otherwise would have had to pay. And a great sacrifice because sacrificing, brothers and sisters, is the greatest form of devotion. And that's why sacrificing was made an annual sunnah and will remain so until the end of time. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Brothers and sisters, this story teaches us many lessons. Among them, Allah tests His servants in accordance with their faith. And since the prophets have the greatest faith, they suffer the greatest trials. أشد الناس بلاء الأنبياء ثم الأمثل فالأمثل. The most severely tried are the prophets, then those who are most like them, then those who are most like them. The purpose of these tests, number two, the purpose of these tests is to distinguish those who truly believe from those who say they believe with their tongues but have no real faith in their heart. Allah says, أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Do the people think that they'll be left alone upon saying we believe and not be tested? We most certainly tested those who came before them. And Allah will reveal through these tests those who truly believe. And He will expose those who are lying. Number three, if Allah tested the prophets and their faith is certain, common people like us, you and me, can certainly expect for our faith, which is not certain, to be tested. Number four, when our faith is tested, we have to be patient. We have to willingly accept our fate without question or complaint. Number five, we cannot make our patience predicated on the test that we have been asked to endure, the thing that we've been asked to do making sense to us. Let me reiterate that. We can't say, I'll be patient if the test makes sense to me. The test doesn't have to make sense to us. The test doesn't have to be something that we think we can endure, we can handle, we can deal with. Our job, when we're tested, is to submit ourselves to Allah's will, not to question His wisdom. Our job is to do what we've been asked to do, not to ask why. Number six, the final and perhaps the most important lesson is that true faith, brothers and sisters, it manifests itself in a willingness to sacrifice things for the sake of Allah. Sacrifice your wealth, sacrifice your loved ones, sacrifice your property, sacrifice your time, and so on for Allah's sake. One unit of measurement of our faith is how much we are willing to sacrifice, how much we're willing to give, and how much we are willing to give up. Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, for some of us, that's not very much. We're not willing to give up the haram things for Allah. And if we can't give up the haram things, how much more difficult is it going to be for us to give up the halal things? To sacrifice things that are rightfully ours, like our children, like our wealth, etc. And what a shame that is if we can't give for Allah or give up for Allah, who has given us so much. Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wal-Muslimin wa dhill al-shirk wal-mushrikeen wa dammir a'da'aka a'da' al-millati wad-deen wansur ibadaka al-muwahhideen ya Rabb al-alamin. Allahumma man aradana aw arada deenana أو إخوان المسلمين في أي مكان بسوء فأشغله في نفسه واجعل كيده في نحره واجعل تدبيره تدميرا عليه يا قوي يا عزيز. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين، اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين، اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم آت أنفسنا تقواها وزكيها، أنت خير من زكاها، أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، ولله الحمد.
Yeah.